Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your WWE NXT Event Center report. And now here is the man to bring you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode number 1,607 of the show, and we're going to talk about what happened on NXT just recently. It's over, and let's get right to it, shall we? Because there's a lot to cover here, and I'm going to cover the women's division because I talked a little bit about this last night on the Chilling with Jordy stream, and it's got a new light. I want people to see me in a better light. Sarah Schreiber interviewed Wes Lee to kick off NXT to see if he tried to get some. She's trying to get some answers from him why he did what he did. He said, "I'll explain everything in the ring." Ethan Page interrupts Sarah Schreiber, grabs her microphone, puts his little thing on it, and he says, "I'm going to address the fans about me being the NXT champion." So he's running his mouth in the ring like all ego Ethan Page does, and then all of a sudden, say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. The Tokyo, America, Scotland. I forget. I gotta memorize that song. It's just so catchy, though. That's the weird part. Anyways, he says that he's here. He's here because he loves it here in NXT. He says he wants to challenge for the NXT title. So, as that goes on, Wes Lee ended up super kicking Joe Hendry. I was like, ooh boy, this gets interesting. So, Ren Sinclair was talking to Charlie Dempsey and Miles Bourne about the title match, and Charlie Dempsey's trying to calm her down. You know, it's like Ren Sinclair trying to be this evil version of Thea Hale for Chase U. So, that's going to be a weird situation, but so, Ava, along with Robert Stone and Stevie Turner, announces a 6-woman gauntlet eliminator match next week on NXT. The winner will face Roxanne Perez for the title at No Mercy. And the first 3 women to pick were Ren Sinclair, Adriana Rizzo, and So Ruka. And these are women that have not received an NXT Women's Championship match yet. I'll address that women's division afterwards. The Heritage Cup was on the line. Tony D'Angelo defending against Charlie Dempsey. Round 1, nobody won. Round 2, Tony D'Angelo picked up the victory there. Round 3, nobody won, picked up the match there. And then rounds 4 and 5, Charlie Dempsey took those falls, got those falls to become the new NXT Heritage Cup champion. And Keilani Jordan was talking to Lola Vice. Lola says you killed it out there. You know, then you have after the Wendy Chu situation, I don't know where Tatum's head's at, you know, and I don't think she's over it and all that. And so, and Lola goes, you know, and she's Tatum Paxley talking to Dolls. Let me handle this. She's like, you okay? And all that. And then Tatum Paxley ends up snapping, flipped out at Vice, and she's, I don't like MMA fighters. And Lola Vice goes, okay, I feel that. Eddie Thorpe and Lexis King addresses each other's taste in music. Lexis King likes the old school rock and roll. Eddie Thorpe likes the techno thing. They had a match 1-on-1. Lexis King attacking Thorpe behind, but Thorpe put up a pretty good fight, but King ended up winning the match, unfortunately. Trick Williams addresses Pete Dunne, and he says, I'm going to have you figured out, and I'm going to kick your butt when I do. That's what Will says. Whoopsie daisy. All right. So there we go. Where was I? Kelly Kincaid interviewed Pete Dunne. She goes, I don't care if anybody else got everything figured out and stuff. I'm coming after the NXT title. This gets more interesting by the moment. And then last night Jakara Jackson were trading barbs back and forth with Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. I think Fallon Henley and JC Jane were doing more talking than Jasmine Nix did. Women's action 1-on-1. Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley. Keilani Jordan was going on commentary until Wendy Chu attacked her during that matchup, giving Lola Vice the victory. Lola Vice decided to become a good sport and help her up. Then the Leicester Women's Rock Room went back to Ava's office to pick the final 3 members of the Women's Gauntlet Eliminator match. Jada Parker, Kendall Gray, and Carmen Petrovich will round out the final 3. So, the Gauntlet Eliminator match starts next week. It will be Ren Sinclair versus Adriana Rizzo versus Sol Ruca versus Jada Parker versus Kendall Gray versus Carmen Petrovich. Those are your 6. And so Brindley Reese was talking to Petrovich. If it's not me, it would be you. And I congratulate you. And then Izzy Dane interrupts them. She goes, you know, it should have been me, and I don't like you girls. I haven't never liked you since the tryouts. And so, and then Wesley explains his actions from last week. This is the Great American Bash Fallout, by the way. And Wesley says that, hey, I had everything going. You know, I thought we were getting the tag team titles back, but Zachary failed me and all this good stuff. Went to TNA, made a name for themselves. I came to NXT, made a name for myself. And then he goes from WWE Wrestling Wesley. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And he's calling out Zachary Wentz for a match at No Mercy. And that will be a very interesting situation if Zachary Wentz decides to accept that challenge. Meanwhile, Pete Dunne interrupts Lee. He goes, finally somebody that figures it out. And then Joe Hendry interrupts both men. Super kicks pushes Wesley right into Pete Dunne. All 3 men battle it out. And then Kelly Kincaid interviews Nathan Frazier and Axiom as they were getting hyped up for their tag team title match. They said, we're going to get on the same page. We're going to stay together and win the title and retain our titles. And then Tony D'Angelo was asked about losing the Heritage Cup. And then Oba Femi once again interrupts the D'Angelo family with saying, hey, Otis, hope you're ready for me. I picked it. I said Otis was going to challenge Oba Femi, and I was right about that. Meanwhile, Chase U is getting ready for their title match. They prepped each other up. They talked to each other up, and they're ready to go. North American title, the second of 3 title matches on the line. Oba Femi and Otis. Otis was doing well. Held his own against Femi. I think mentally he couldn't get himself out of the gate considering what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, losing to the Creed brothers and having Ivy Niles stab Maxine Dupree in the back, to say the least. So Brooks Jensen addresses his recent time and what's been happening, and Sean Spears did say that was good. It seems like he's been listening to Sean Spears all along. And Malik Blade and Idris Nofe watched all this. We're concerned about this. Is not him, man. We got to take care of it. And then you see Hank Walker going, hey guys, I feel you there. Go for it, you know. And then Tate Ledger talks to Hank Walker, says, I talked to Ava since the OC ruined our picnic. We're getting a match against Gallows and Anderson, and that's going to be a heck of a fight. Brindley Reese versus Izzy Dame, and Dame ended up winning the matchup. Meanwhile, Kelly Kincaid interviews Ava, and Ava made the matches, the Gauntlet Eliminator matchup, and along with that, a triple threat match. Joe Hendry versus Wesley versus Pete Dunne. The winner of that match faces Ethan Page at No Mercy for the championship. Meanwhile, Ashante Adonis tried to pick up Xena Sterling and that hot Asian chick, I forgot her name, was Laurel somebody. And he tried to pick up checking out chicks, and they're all flocking to Dion Lennox. And Dion Lennox is, what you reading? And he said, a book. He said, I'll see you next week. He said, it's the name of the book. So Ashante Adonis will face Dion Lennox next week. The NXT tag titles on the line for the main event. Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending against Chase U. Andre Chase and Rich Holland were the challengers. And this was a heck of a matchup. Bunch of near falls, close matches. But, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, we got new NXT champions, tag team champions. That would be Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Ridge Holland. And, Chase Hughes was celebrating the ring. So we had two new champions in Charlie Dempsey and Chase Hughes. Heritage Cup and Tag Team Championship Cup. Now I want to address the women's division. Now I did mention a little bit about that. I forgot to mention one important name last night. That was Becky Lynch. I think once she comes back from her hiatus, where is she going to stand in the women's division as well on Monday Night Raw? And then I'm going to talk about the NXT women's division. It's stacked full of great young talent of the future of the women's division. And you're talking about, you're talking about the six ladies I mentioned. They've been impressive so far. They get a chance to really make a show for it and try to challenge Roxanne Perez. Now, bear in mind though, we got three ladies on their way to the WWE from international soil. That would be Julia from Japan, Stephanie Fakir from Mexico by way of Chile, and you got Delta from Australia. Now, if they're going to pop up at No Mercy, that will be a thing. But remember, the NXT's moving to the CW network in October. Maybe you want to draw out big ratings, bringing these ladies in, possibly on the television broadcast in NXT in October. That could be a big deal. That could be a big thing. So that's all I got out of it. So. And we got the women's division stacked on NXT. A lot of talented ladies right now. And now with the addition of the women's North American title, a lot more contenders. And then you add three of the biggest ladies from the international scene coming to NXT. It's going to be a huge deal. And who knows who the WWE has in mind to sign up next. Who knows? So, that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. Tomorrow we're going to have the Joker's Wild Wild Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, and obviously no chilling with Jordy because they did it last night. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to my show, Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. I'm excited about tomorrow. We'll be halfway through the week, and before you know it, we'll be halfway. This is the halfway point of August, This is the last full month, I should say, of the summer vacation, because most of the kids are going back to school soon. So it's going to be really excitable. So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with Arabian Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.